The member is better at reading a speech than he is at reading Speaker's rulings. Kelvin Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And just hearing what the member opposite said, that this is going to, that there are 5,000 parole hearings a year, and I believe that this bill will reduce that number by 800, and as I've just heard, save $500,000 in the process. And I think that's a commendable part of the bill, and I'd like to see those resources that are being saved actually going to address the issues that David Clendon raised. In that one part of this bill is to incentivise prisoners to address their offending, the causes of their offending, and possibly move their parole hearings forward a bit so that they can get released. And yet the member David Clendon raises a really good point that if all these prisoners are motivated to have their parole hearing move forward, will there be enough resources, will there be enough money to actually support the parole board to make that happen? So I thought he raised a very good point there, Mr. Speaker, about the lack of resources to support this whole process to happen, but over here we're hearing with 800 fewer parole board hearings, a saving of $500,000. I can see how actually the costs, if the government is willing, can actually be transferred to what David Clendon was addressing. So this bill, Mr. Speaker, does amends the Parole Act of 2002, and it does increase the maximum time between parole hearings from 12 months to 2 years. And so why would we do this? Well, quite simply, there are some prisoners who have little or no prospect of being released at a parole hearing, as many members have described today. Why would that be? Possibly the offender has taken no steps to address their offending. They haven't acknowledged the offending or the harm that they've caused to the victims, and they still pose a risk to the community. If this is obviously the case, then there seems to be little point in holding a parole hearing for no reason when the conclusion is all but foregone. It seems a much better idea to meet with offenders that have addressed their offending and have a chance of being released. The hearings we've heard cause undue stress to the victims. Now, I've also, listening to what David Clendon said, he said only 7% actually put in a written submission and 3% I think front the offenders, he said. But all the same, knowing that your offender is going to come up for a parole hearing with little chance of actually him being released, still will cause undue stress and anxiety in the victims. It's bad enough experiencing the crime in the first instance without having to relive it emotionally every 12 months for no apparent reason, in particular if the offender has no chance of being released. So for many, the actual crime is as bad, reliving the events every 12 months is as bad as the actual crime itself. So the bill includes a process to motivate the prisoner.
Order. The time has come for me to leave the chair for the dinner adjournment. I'm sure someone will be here at 7:30.